Can we get another unit to deal with Jay Lee here? He is having a breakdown.
Say! Just say the right pronoun!
What'd you say?
Good morning, friends. My name is Vicky. I'm a school behavior intervention specialist with 15 years experience working with students on de-escalation, conflict resolution, and social skills. Social skills being those pesky little things that we probably should have learned as children. Not all of us did. Some of us need refreshers. Today is Tuesday. That means we are doing a Two Takes Tuesday video where I look at another video already reviewed by a current or former law enforcement officer, and I look at the social skills breakdowns while they look at the breakdowns in terms of officer safety and tactics. Let's see how today's goes. Today's video comes to us from Sheriff Lamb of the Pinal County Sheriff's Office in Arizona, and it is called Misgendered Student Turns Violent After Pronoun Dispute. I'm going to warn you guys now, there's probably going to be a lot of talking on this video because of what the video is about and what it's like, and I want to give my 2 cents, and I'm sure Sheriff Lamb is going to want to give his.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We got another video for you. You might have seen this one. It's been in the news. A lot of people have been talking about it the last couple days. I saw just the tiniest bit of it, and I thought, okay, I want to do this video. It is from Inside the Blue TV, and it is Misgendered Student Turns Violent After Pronoun Dispute. I haven't seen it. Let's go.
February 5th, 2025, officers responded to a college campus in reference to a disturbance.
What's the problem?
Why do you let those kids get away with this? They are not supposed to be here!
If you don't lower your voice, I am going to put handcuffs on you, and I'm going to take you to a Baker Act facility.
A Baker Act facility is something for mental health. This is a mental health problem. The dress, that's one thing. The immediate behavior, the screaming, clearly there's a mental health problem here. In this society, we've normalized mental health, and it's rearing its ugly head in more than we would like to see it. So I'm curious to see how they deal with this guy.
I agree that there's a lot more mental health that's out there now. I actually think that it's a good thing. I don't think that it's rearing its ugly head. I think right now we're in the point where we're at still like an escalation of learning how to deal with mental health as a society. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying that a lot of people in society don't understand how to work with people who are in the midst of a mental health crisis. But I think eventually once we get over that hump and people start understanding and learning how to deal with people in a mental health crisis and learning how to support them better, that it'll get to the point where everyone's better for it. I think right now, along with that escalation, though, we have 2 different types of mental health going on. And I do this for a reason, and I'll explain it. So the first type is somebody who's genuinely having a mental health crisis. Somebody who is genuinely dealing with some form of trauma and needs help and support. And then you have the people who are utilizing the normalization of mental health as a means to act a fool or to get away with stuff that they normally wouldn't be able to get away with. And those people I have an extreme dislike for because it is making the people who genuinely need support and help, they don't get as much help as they need, and it makes them, the people who need that help, look worse because you have people who are using the system. And it really upsets me that the people who actually need help and support don't get it.
Lower your voice.
Fucking try it.
Oh.
Are you threatening me?
You're threatening me.
Are you threatening me?
I'm just...
Because I'm here right now to deal with a stolen vehicle. I ain't got time to hear you screaming and yelling.
I don't have time to constantly be abused.
We'll get OPD down here then, because I gotta work this stolen vehicle.
What do you mean, OPD?
Alpha 73 University.
Alpha 73?
So this deputy or cop is there for a stolen vehicle, but gets called in here. So he's actually trying to get the university police to show up for this.
Can we get another unit to deal with Jay Lee here? He is having a breakdown.
Say! Just say!
I can hear him taking his cuffs out. Oh, no, not. Oh, pepper spray.
Get down on the ground right now.
No!
You're about to get sprayed.
No! Just
Get down on the ground right now.
Leave me alone!
I can come in there.
Leave me alone,
Grab him.
please!
Okay, are you gonna calm down?
I'm getting my phone out. I have to
Okay,
film
I'm
this.
telling
No,
you.
no, no,
Are you
no.
gonna calm down?
I
You
will,
don't charge your
I will
police
calm
officer.
down. I will calm
Do you know what this is?
I
This
will
is
calm
OC
down
spray.
when you get the pepper spray out of my face.
Alpha 73.
Leave me alone.
I have.
This almost seems like a skit. This feels like a skit almost, but I know it's not. That's how crazy it is. But it feels like a skit.
Please.
Pepper spray.
Please.
At this individual
Just
right
stop
now.
pointing the pepper spray at me. I will calm down if you do that. Stop threatening me.
Yeah, lower your voice.
Leave me alone.
Sorry, I had to pause there because jumping up and down like that just reminds me of a toddler throwing a temper tantrum. This officer is, I'm not sure what the officer's trying to do right now, but he's saying some good things like lower your voice, let's calm down. But at the same token, I don't think our subject is at a point where she could potentially be de-escalated at all. It's at the point where our subject just needs to have a break time in the back of the patrol car.
Leave me alone.
Do you want to get tased?
I want you to leave me alone. You have been particularly abusing me.
If you come,
You did it!
if you come towards me
You
one more time,
fooled me.
you are gonna.
And sent your bills administrators.
I gotta
Don't,
Dude, step back.
don't you remember?
I think the officer called that guy over, actually.
What are we doing here?
Get away.
You don't tell me where to go.
Fuck you.
So here's the thing, though. If you keep saying you don't tell me, and I don't want to critique, but if you don't do anything about it, this behavior just gets worse. So right now, boom, you just grab him by the wrist and push him up against the corner of that wall. Tell that other guy to get out of the way and put the handcuffs on him.
Fuck you, cop.
That's it. God, dang it. Here you go.
No, it's too late now. It's too late now. He's gonna be taken away.
Shay.
Don't let him go.
He's taken.
I just
Please grab him.
get away from him.
He needs.
Shay.
He.
Shay.
Dude, what are we doing here?
Stop misgendering me. Just say she.
Whether or not you agree or believe in gender identification and, in this case, transgender, I think for this particular video is irrelevant. The individual is requesting to be referred to as she rather than he. It is not that much more work to say the word she than he. And I think by doing that, it would de-escalate the situation a little bit. I do not believe that by referring to our subject as she, that all of a sudden our subject is just going to calm down and walk away peacefully and all of that. I think the subject is too escalated for that. But by continuously using the pronoun he from the officer, it's escalating the situation more. And I don't want to get into the semantics of whether or not people should be transgender or anything like that. I kind of equate it to, like, if you know a gentleman named John and his real name is Jonathan, but you refer to him as John, it's to me kind of the same concept. While this person is biologically a male, was born a male, if this person wants to be referred to as she, just refer to them as she. It's not going to, especially if you're doing it as a de-escalation strategy, it's not going to cause you that much grief. And I think it would cause a lot less grief in the long run for you to just say she, whether you believe that this person truly is a she or not.
Josh, can you please just tell them to use the right pronouns? Please. You know it's causing me a lot of distress.
Grab him. They stick their arm out, grab it.
So I'm gonna ask you very nicely. Put your stuff down, turn around, put your hands behind your back.
On the 70 to Riley and Rivera.
Not going
your-
to be arrested.
Put your stuff down.
Rivera.
No,
Put your hands
Sir?
behind your back.
no.
Okay, so
Just trying to get
I'm
on
only
Riley.
gonna ask you one more time.
You've already asked him too many times. You've asked him too many times.
You can record all you want, but it's already beyond that point. We already tried.
You're stressed.
Look at him change his tone. Now that he knows he's recording, he wants to play a different game as if he wasn't just screaming and yelling like a lunatic just a few minutes ago.
Me out.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just asking
Get
you
him.
to please stop.
Grab him. Grab his
we
wrist.
already tried to help you. So
No, you didn't.
yes.
You came in with hostile intent.
Put your hands.
Guys, what are we doing here?
Get on the ground right now.
Don't
Get on the
hurt
ground.
me.
Get on the ground right now.
Don't
Get
hurt
down.
me.
Get down on the ground right now.
Hey,
Wait. Leg sweep.
I got a couple like this. I got a. Come on this way.
Remember, folks, contrary to the pink shoes and the knee-high socks and the crazy hair, it's a man. And I'm sure he can put up a fight.
What Sheriff Lamb is saying here is correct. Whether or not our subject identifies as a female or not, biologically the subject is male, which means that biologically the subject has the musculature of a man. A man is going to put up a different fight for officers than a female would. Men generally have more muscle, they generally have more strength, whereas women generally have more flexibility. So the difference between how the officers go through a fight to get a person into custody between genders is different because biologically the genders are different in terms of how they fight. The officers, I'm sure, are also thinking about the optics of what's going on too, because now they are currently in a physical fight trying to get a transgender woman into custody with two male officers, because people don't look at the totality of the circumstances a lot. They don't look at everything that happened. Now it's just going to look like two evil men trying to arrest this poor transgender girl, which is not what's going on here. The subject in question needs some mental health treatment and needs time to bring themselves down from their escalation. And they are at that point where the only way that they're going to be able to come down is by having time and having that break. And so I think they need the break in the back of the patrol car.
Stop. Get down. Get down. Get down.
help me.
Get down. Get down.
This is where I highly recommend officers learn judo, striking, all sorts of jujitsu, certainly, probably the most valuable to get these guys down to the ground very easy.
Get him down.
My rights. I just wanted you to.
Come on, stop.
Please. Josh, please, this is all a big misunderstanding.
He's he's a decent sized boy and he's putting up a fight, and you got to go hard hands. You've got to gain compliance here.
I'm gonna spray him.
No, please don't say him. Her.
Okay, her. I'm gonna spray her.
He's still.
Thank you.
Put your hand behind your back.
No.
Yes. I don't want to spray you.
On 3, reference.
One.
Give me your hand.
1 resisting at New York.
This one's tough for me to watch.
Kind of agree. This one's definitely tough to watch. Back to the concept that we were talking about earlier. Stop making idle threats. If you're going to spray our subject, spray our subject. If you're going to tase our subject, because they said that they were going to tase them at one point, tase the subject, gain compliance. Optics look worse when you're fighting longer. So the longer you continue to fight with the subject, the more the optics look bad. So rather than just immediately taking the subject into custody, getting them away from the people who are watching, giving them that break, and hopefully giving them the mental health treatment they need, you're now continuing to fight with the subject where people are recording, and that optic is going to look so much worse. Especially when you're standing there holding the pepper spray in the face of a transgender person. Just that image alone can raise so much hate and anger in the world these days. So just get our subject into custody.
Please, I can calm down if you just give me some space.
See what's gonna happen?
Do it.
Put your hand behind your back.
Same concept that I just said here,
Put your
guys.
hand behind your back.
Space.
Just do it.
I just need space, please.
Please, just put the I don't even know if I can make it all the way through this video, guys.
I
Put
agree.
your hand.
Give me your hand.
Okay, I'm gonna tase you if you don't cooperate.
You can't threaten. Please do it.
Tase
Jalen,
it.
give me.
There you go.
Jalen, it's gonna hurt, man. Just give me your hand.
Do
He's
it.
not gonna tase you. You give me your hand. You're gonna arrest me.
No.
Give me your hand.
Yes, you are absolutely getting arrested.
I don't arrest me. No. Let's go.
You have got to go. You have got to go to another level of force here. You need to deliver some strikes, some common perineal strikes. That's a knee to the outside of the leg. It's something that's taught. You can do some pressure points up in the neck. There are different things you can do. But what I would do is deliver a series of strikes with my knee to the common perineal on the outside of his leg to gain compliance. And there's so many different things you can do. Now it's a leg sweep's tough because he's holding on to that other thing. But the taser obviously didn't really do much.
Give me your hand.
Gonna get it again this time.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Leave me alone.
Okay, so sorry to keep stopping it. Part of the reason that the taser didn't work as well is when you do a drive stun, it's really only contained in this small area. When you shoot a taser, the farther apart the prongs hit, the greater the pain and the impact. So that's why when you see people running, they get hit in the back and the spread is, 3 feet, 2 feet, it drops them. This is very contained. So it's a pain right in one area, but it doesn't cause the whole body to seize up.
Give me your hand.
Look at this.
All right. Give me your hand.
There you go. Got him on the ground.
I got legs.
Give me your hand. All right. Give me your hand. Let go. Put your wrist. Relax him, okay? There you go.
Jeez.
We got him.
And we got charges.
What, battery?
And battery on Leo.
Got him.
They were attacking
I
me.
tased him.
What was I supposed to do?
Okay.
Comply. Now you're under arrest for battery on Leo.
Watch your head.
Roll over. Now get up.
Josh, please.
On your knee.
I'm trying.
Now stand up.
I can't make out my phone. I don't know where it is. Ow, I can't get up.
You said you did taser, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna call.
Her.
Yeah.
Her. Her.
Stop. We can't continue to feed the mental health problem in this country. We can't. These are the byproduct of it. When you do it, you can't do it. There's a mental health issue here that needs to be dealt with at a core level. It does. And we can't keep playing a game.
I'm going to expand on my thoughts on what Sheriff Lamb just said there. I agree that people use mental health as a game. I don't think that our subject is. I think that our subject is going through a mental health crisis right now and needs help and support. And I think that the escalation that they are currently at is due to them needing that help and support, not due to any sort of gender preference. I think the gender preference thing is just kind of the icing on the cake there for our subject, and that our subject needs some extra support. But I really truly believe that if we continue to work on normalizing mental health and the concept of we want people to get mental health help and treatment and feel comfortable going and seeing therapists and talking to counselors and seeing psychiatrists and psychologists and all of those things because it's helpful. I want to see the world have more of that and continue to recognize that it actually is a strength of character to go talk to somebody about your problems and it's not a weakness. But on the flip side of that coin, I think that we need to attempt to get us as a society on equal footing, which means that no matter where you are in your stage of life and your mental health, you're treated equally as everybody else. If you have a person who is the most joyful, happy person in the world and they make a mistake, they need to be treated the same as the person who is going through trauma in terms of consequences. The consequences need to be the same. You might need to have a little bit more kid slippers or walk on a little bit more eggshells with the person who is going through trauma because their trauma is going to influence how they act. Whereas the person who's the most joyful person in the world probably doesn't have a lot of trauma in their background. But that's where learning de-escalation strategies comes in. That's where learning trauma informed strategies comes in. That's where social skills comes in because instead of ignoring it or putting it back into a closet, the fact that people need mental health support, let's give them tools to make better choices and to have better interactions and to ultimately have better outcomes instead of putting on your kid slippers, instead of walking on eggshells and being like, oh sweetie, it's okay, you can do whatever you want because you're going through this crisis. No, that doesn't help them. That teaches them that because they're going through this crisis or because they have trauma, they can get away with anything. And that's not how the real world works. So instead of saying, oh, sweetheart, you can get away with whatever because you have this going on, let's say, oh, you have this going on. How can I support you to make better decisions? Because what you did wasn't okay. You still have a consequence, but I'm going to approach how you receive this consequence a little bit differently. But your consequence is going to be the exact same as Joyful Joy over there because you did the exact same thing. That's where I'm at. Like, we need to equalize and be on normal footing with everybody and stop allowing people to get away with things that they normally wouldn't get away with simply because they are claiming to go through a mental health crisis or they actually are going through a mental health crisis. Yes, we can adjust how we approach it, but the consequence needs to be the same.
John, anyone or any references?
Stun. Sit down. We're going to have the fire department take a look at you.
Josh, this is a big misunderstanding.
You're gonna. Let's just take it to the car.
You're gonna be.
Yeah, no doubt. Take him to the car.
What?
You're gonna be all right.
I think Josh is like a counselor or
Hey,
something
Josh.
there.
Can I have my phone back?
We'll get your belongings, all right?
I think Sarge is a little bit more on the de-escalation path than the other officers.
I hate you all. I hate you. You escalated this.
Oh, they didn't. You did.
He had, I thought they could have, probably should have, they're trying to be as tolerant as possible, which I don't like the word tolerance. I think that tolerance when bad behavior is present is not good. I think you can still love somebody and hold them accountable.
Absolutely.
That's how you raise children. You don't tolerate bad behavior. You don't tolerate screaming and carrying on and cursing at people and lunging at people. You don't tolerate it. You correct it. And there was some correction that needed to happen here with this man for his behavior.
That I think is very similar to what I said before about let's all be on equal footing and the consequences need to be the consequences in spite of where you're at in your mental health state.
Pepper spray. You don't have to continue misgendering me.
Because it helps them in the long run.
You knew my buttons and you set them off.
I live out shortly, but I think we were okay coming in.
I mean, somebody who is set off by pronoun misuse is you can't. I mean, if you are going to be a man that dresses like a woman, you're going to have to be accepting of the fact that people are just not going to buy into it. The average normal right thinking person is just not going to play the game, and so you're going to be misgendered, and that's just part of this gig, and you can't be freaking out just because of that.
I agree with the concept of what Sheriff Lamb was saying there. I believe that there are people who are, as he put it, willing to buy into it. But I think sometimes people don't know. And if they misgender you, they misgender you. And you have to understand that if you're biologically a man, but you prefer to be referred to as a woman, there are going to be people out there who are going to refer to you as a man, whether on purpose or on accident. It's just going to happen. If you're biologically a woman, but you prefer to be referred to as a man, there are people that are going to do the same thing. It's just how the world's going to work. And if you know that's one of your triggers being misgendered, you have to figure out how to work through that and not freak out every time somebody misgenders you. It's one thing to be like, can you please refer to me as she instead of he? I prefer to be referred to as a woman. If you're a man, or vice versa, it's one thing to approach it like that, but to scream and jump and flail at an officer because the officer used incorrect pronouns is not the correct reaction. So if it's a trigger, figure out how to function in spite of that trigger and make the right choices and utilize your social skills that you have in your tool belt to make the right choices so you don't ultimately end up in handcuffs because somebody used the wrong pronoun.
We live in a society here, folks. We all have to live together. Well, I'm guessing that wasn't on their bingo card for the day.
Cameras on the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was too.
Okay.
I mean, I came in, I thought someone was fighting because he was going off on security.
That's all good.
I told him to calm down.
47 East Robinson, 47 East Robinson
He
off
wouldn't.
Magnolia.
I told him that he was about to get arrested.
Delta,
He charged me like that without a pepper spray. And I said, he's about to get sprayed.
That's when I got involved. I got a cuff on him. And when we got him up against the
Wait,
elevator...
so when you had the spray out, or you said...
I did not spray him.
Okay.
Yeah, so when when I was trying to get him to calm down, is when he freaking damn motioned towards me, and I said, I'm gonna spray you.
Okay.
Then I pulled out the spray.
Okay.
Everybody else started clearing. I tried to calm him down. I even had Josh try to talk to him. He wouldn't calm down. I told him that today he was gonna go if he doesn't freaking damn cooperate. Finally, at one point, I said, hey, it's way too late for everything. Turn around, put your hand behind your back. I'm trying to do this as peacefully as possible.
Yeah.
Kept on resisting, grabbed him, and it was on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I grabbed, Riley secured one hand, and then I was able to cuff it, but as we were trying to secure it to his back, and get his second hand around, he rotated around and threw a closed fist at me.
Okay.
Did he hit you?
If he did, I didn't feel it.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, he tried, but
I was able. I think because I don't remember him actually, but
what saved was me grabbing his legs.
yeah.
Because if I didn't get his legs,
but then he grabbed my mic. As you see, it's all stretched out. He grabbed my mic, trying to rip it off, and like I said, he kept. And then when we got him against the second elevator, he threw a kick. That one hit me.
Okay.
The sergeant's carrying four pistol mags, and 2 rifle mags. The sergeant is an operator. The sergeant is a guy who is ready for some stuff. He's ready for some crap to go off. And he doesn't want to come deal with some silly little call like this. This guy, if I would guess, is probably a SWAT operator or was.
He threw a kick on me. And then we tried to get him, and like I said, we just kept bouncing back and forth with him until we finally got him on the ground.
Here's the thing, though, to think about. Should he be back-racked or should he be taken to jail?
I mean, they can do that at the jail.
Okay, because
it
he's
depends.
going to need some care.
Yeah.
Let them Baker Act him at jail. Take him to jail. If the jail needs to do a mental health assessment on it, they'll do it there.
There's something wrong.
Yeah.
And he definitely can't be with Gen Pop. They will destroy him.
No, they're going to put no. In this case, with this particular individual, they're probably going to put him in protective custody as soon as we get there.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets out of
So,
processing.
I appreciate you coming. But yeah.
Well, there you go. I don't know when this happened, but yeah. How would you deal with this situation? This was tough. The longer you let things go, you guys know this. I'm big on put them in cuffs, get the situation under control. Don't let it escalate. It's easy to say when I'm not there, but I've been in these situations many, 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 many times. And so I'm a believer that quicker that you can do it, hard hands, get them in cuffs, take advantage of opportunities when you see their weight shift, when they move forward. You have your opportunities to grab a hold of them, minimize damage, keep them away from being able to strike you. Those are all things that I think you got to be ready to take advantage of it. So I've always been a hands-on guy. No pepper spray, never used pepper spray, hate it. Didn't want anybody I ever worked with to use pepper spray. Hated it. Never used my taser in the whole career. Why? Because I think that going hands-on is the quickest, most efficient, and safest way to keep people from getting hurt. So
This one was definitely a difficult one, especially given the nature of society today and the two sides that people are really on when it comes to gender preference. And so I was almost concerned about even doing this video because of that concept and how people are they it's something that's a big trigger for a lot of people in society, and it doesn't matter which side you're on, it's something that triggers both sides. Understanding that no matter which side you are on, there are people on the opposite side, and you have to look at both perspectives. That's one of the things about the image that I use in the background when I talk to you guys. This is talking about perspectives here. So this person sees a 6, this person sees a 9. Neither person is wrong, it's just their perspective. That's kind of the same concept when it comes to things like gender preference. Um, and I know that that's going to upset people, me saying it that way, but it's truthful. Some people's perspective is that gender preference should be the end all be all. And if you are biologically male and you identify as a woman, then you're a woman and everybody needs to respect that. And how dare they not? And then you have the other side of whatever you were biologically born with is your actual gender, and the people who believe that there are other genders or that they should be referred to as a different gender are wrong because biologically you born this gender and therefore you are that gender. I'm not going to choose sides here because that's not what this video is about, to tell you my preference, but understanding that there are two sides is really important. So if you are a person who believes in gender preference and you get annoyed when people don't use specific pronouns or anything, you have to understand that the other person's perspective might be that your biological pronoun is your pronoun. And instead of getting angry and triggered about it, find a way to understand it. And that's really, really important. Understanding your triggers is such an important skill. It's not necessarily a social skill, but it's a skill to have. You have to understand your triggers and then you utilize those social skills to make choices on how to better respond to your triggers. Let's go ahead and start with our subject and our top 4. The importance of education and educating yourself, I don't think applies here. This wasn't a thing where they didn't know the law. It just doesn't apply. Accepting consequences applies. The subject did not accept the fact that their behavior had a consequence. This could be part of the mental health crisis that I believe the subject was going through, but at the same token, it could be because of the fact that our subject probably does have some sort of mental health issue, and people probably treat our subject differently because of that. And therefore, our subject gets away with things that the overwhelming vast majority of society would not get away with. And therefore, they don't have the accepting consequences tool in their toolbox because people don't give them consequences. Following directions, if our subject had simply followed directions, this never would have been a video. Whatever directive the security officer that was standing next to our subject at the start of the video gave our subject that caused our subject to be escalated and yell and scream, which then got the officer's attention. If the subject had just listened to that directive, this never would have been a video. So the subject claimed that the officers escalated the situation. No, the officers came in on an already escalated situation that was not going to be able to be calmed down. Could using the pronouns that the subject wanted to be used have helped keep the escalation from getting as high as it did? Maybe, probably. But I don't believe that it would have resolved the underlying issue that started the whole thing. And I don't think it would have resolved the mental health crisis that our subject was in the midst of. And last but not least, controlling emotions. This one is controlling emotions to the nth degree. This subject could not control their emotions. This could be because of the mental health crisis that they were in the midst of. This could be because they were misgendered in their perspective. But either way, the subject could not and did not control their emotions, which ultimately led to the subject being in cuffs. As for the officers, that sergeant, I think, did a great job. We didn't get to see enough of the sergeant, but I feel there's something inside of me that says if Big Sarge had gotten there earlier, that the situation would not have escalated to where it was. The initial officer and even the secondary officer that showed up both continuously used the pronoun he or him when the subject was requesting she or her. And again, whether or not the officer's perspective is that your biological gender is your gender, sometimes simply giving in enough and giving that concession enough to utilize the pronouns that are being requested can bring the situation down. At one point, one officer did finally refer to our subject as her, but at that point, it was way too escalated. And again, I do feel like the subject was beyond de-escalation. So even had the officer continued or from the get-go utilized the pronouns that the subject requested, I don't think it would have changed much in terms of the result of the video. As for Sheriff Lamb, I think what he said on the subject of what the officers were doing was phenomenal and 150% correct. I've said it in previous videos, and I still truly believe that getting control over the situation de-escalates the situation faster. Putting a person in cuffs and getting them their break time in the back of a patrol car is a de-escalation strategy, whether or not people think it is. Sometimes our subjects just need a break. They just need time in the back of the patrol car to calm themselves down and look at what was going on. And as you're coming down, you start seeing other people's perspective a little bit more. And so it helps you recognize, maybe that wasn't what I thought it was. Hindsight's 2020. They say that all the time. Sheriff Lamb has some views on the mental health crisis, and I believe that his views and my views actually align a lot. We just approach it a bit differently. I think both of us don't like the state of the mental health in this society as it is. Without having had a conversation with Sheriff Lamb, I can't 100% guarantee how he feels about it. But I truly feel like we need to stop treating these people any differently in terms of consequences. Yes, we need to approach having conversations with them and de-escalation a bit differently for people who are suffering from a mental health crisis. However, I don't believe that their consequences ultimately should be any different unless they are actually found mentally incompetent to stand trial or anything like that. But at that point, I believe that those individuals need to be placed into a facility where they can get the help and the treatment that they need. And There's been videos that I've seen where they're found incompetent and they're out the same day. And then they go and they do something horrific. So rather than ignoring it or acting like it's not a thing, let's give them help. Let's give them support. Let's give them tools. Let's teach them skills to help them live not because of their trauma, but in spite of their trauma. And that's what I feel like is important. They have to understand their trauma, understand what they're going through, understand their mental health issue, and live in spite of it and make the right choices in spite of it instead of using it as a crutch to make the wrong choices. And for the individuals out there, and I've seen videos of it where they use things like, I have anxiety, and they don't, but they use that as a way to try to get out of interacting with the officers or the consequence that they're getting. To me, they're the problem. The people who are utilizing it as a crutch, who don't actually have an issue, are the problem. Because then you have the people who actually need the help and the support that are being looked at as if they don't actually need it. Because do you believe the person who's the bigger squeaky wheel, which a lot of times is the person that doesn't actually need it? Or do you believe the person who's quietly sitting in a corner crying, who isn't the squeaky wheel, who actually needs that help and support? We as a society tend to give the grease to the squeaky wheel because they're the annoying ones. But sometimes the non-squeaky wheel needs some grease and needs some help and needs some support. And that's one of my triggers, is the people who think that it's okay to blame issues that they don't actually have to try to get something or get out of something. It's just not okay. Let me know what you guys thought. This was a difficult video for a multitude of reasons, but what'd you think of the officers? What'd you think of our subject? What'd you think of what Sheriff Lamb said? What'd you think of what I said? Like, comment, subscribe below, and see you in the next one. Bye, friends.